Jesus.
Hello everybody, I'm so glad you're here today. We're going to have a quick look at 10 HD remakes and remastered games for PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. The 8th generation and 9th generation consoles have been plentiful with updates for older games, and these 10 games are on this list for good reason. What reason? These games are...
Excellent!
They're what?
Fantastic!
No, one more time. They're what?
Unbelievable!
Yes, gentlemen, they are freaking amazing. Now, you'll want to stick around for the whole list, so grab your favorite drink and a snack and let's get busy! Stubbs the Zombie in Rebel Without a Pulse Remastered. You play as Stubbs, a zombie out to eat his fill of brains in a 1950s-esque world that could easily be mistaken for Earth and sci-fi horror movies of the time. It was built on the original Halo engine and it's couch co-op. Fun for you and a buddy is always cool. Now, the new game features upgraded graphics, modernized controls, and achievements and trophies, as well as more accessibility to those not wanting to pay a $75 plus price tag to play the original game on original Xbox. That is, if you have an original Xbox. Stubbs wasn't compatible with Xbox 360 either, so it was OG Xbox computer or nothing. The HD remaster is only $20 new physically or digitally, and it's a fun romp that can be played split-screen co-op with your favorite brain-munching friend. Now, I love this game. The controls in the original, they were decent, but they cleaned them up very nicely for the remaster, and the visuals here, you know, it's a remaster, not a remake, but they're really, really good. So if you've got $20 laying around, Stubbs is fun. Gears of War Ultimate Edition Remastered. So if you haven't played Gears of War by now, you must have been hiding under a rock with Patrick Star. Or you are a PlayStation or Nintendo fanboy or fangirl. Now, Gears is a third-person shooter where humanity is fighting off the Locust Horde on a long-colonized, distant planet known as Serra. You play as either Marcus or his best friend Dom, fighting off hordes of locusts and their minions in an action-packed, chainsaw-wielding shoot-o-rama. Another split-screen co-op adventure for you and a friend. Isn't that funny? Halo 5 or Halo Infinite can't do that? How strange. This update brings graphical updates to a newer generation of consoles, as well as restoring 5 chapters of the story and other cutscenes that weren't included on the Xbox 360 version that the PC version received originally. This is a game that I love to revisit occasionally, and the remastered version makes it all the better to come back to. Now I wish they would remaster Gears of War 2, 3, and Judgment. Take my money, please. I'll get my wallet out and just start throwing cash at you. You go ahead and take it. Give me Gears of War 2, 3, and Judgment, please. Medieval Remake. You play as Sir Daniel in the land of Gallowmere, where you are accidentally resurrected by the game's villain, Zarok, 100 years after your death. Now, Sir Dan seizes the day by trying to defeat the evil Zarok and save Gallowmere. A typical hero story. But originally, Medieval was going to get the HD remaster treatment, but later it was changed to a full remake. A game being upgraded from 1998 into a 2019 version couldn't have been a small feat. Now, the reception to the visuals was very positive, however, even though there were very many efforts to keep as many aspects of the game as close to the original in feel, including the glitches from the original game, the remake was considered imprecise in gameplay, mechanics, and feel. Even with its minor bruising, Medieval is a decent update, and you should check it out if you have a PS4 or a PS5. Metal Wolf Chaos XD Remaster. A third-person mech shooter where the outlandish plot shows us the Vice President of the United States as the villain leading a coup versus the President. They go to war against each other, blah blah blah, and the world is saved from nuclear destruction. Aside from all of its crazy story, with hilarious dialogue and voice acting, the action is silly and over the top too. Now, if you want old-school fun that the Japanese were keeping all to themselves until it finally came to the rest of the world in 2019, grab a copy of Metal Wolf Chaos XD. Now, the remaster's best feature is that it's available all over the world for less than $85 and up, as the game is a fairly rare game. I got mine on sale for around $15 new a couple of years ago. It also received better visuals, the HD upgrade, and widescreen treatment, as well as gameplay improvements. It's actually quite a fun game. So if you're in the mood for something different, something that you couldn't get back in the day, and maybe even something you never even knew existed, for $10 or $15, maybe even $20 these days, grab a copy of this game. I think you'll enjoy it.
Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Resident Evil is one of the gold standards in survival horror, and in Resident Evil 2, we play as Officer Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield in Raccoon City, right on the heels of the game's first zombie apocalyptic events. It's far from an HD upgrade, as they have recreated the visuals, tweaked the story, and even upgraded the controls and camera from tank controls to be more like other third-person shooters with over-the-top shoulder cameras. We can talk about the differences in this game all day, but if you love a great survival horror game and great action, Resident Evil 2 is the one to play. My heart was pounding while I was playing. I actually got scared by the game, and honestly, it makes the original game seem more antiquated than it really is because of the high polish, the love and care that was put into this remake. I played the original back in the day, I beat the game, and then I did the same with this one. And now I can go back through the game and I've unlocked the Claire Redfield story. The best thing is, they changed some things in this game here and there. They added to it, but they didn't change the continuity or the story at all. It's all still here. It's just a little different than you remember. So if you'd like a great survival horror game, if you want to play something modern, something that's going to give you chills, and you can just see the great visuals here in the video, Resident Evil 2 is where it's at, and it's very inexpensive. Gone are the typewriter's ink ribbons, but the typewriters still remain to save. Now, if you have a friend over and they want to watch you play this game, they're going to be entertained even though they're not playing the game. Resident Evil practically invented survival horror, and it's still the gold standard even today. So, you made it through the first 5. Could you do me a little favor and hit the little like mitten down there? Also, if you hit the subscribe button, we will mail you a free kitten.
You can't give them a free kitten.
Why not?
First, we don't have any kittens, and it's against policy. Plus, it's just not a good idea.
Well, sorry folks, there will be no kittens. Well, what can I give them for subscribing? Say thanks. Oh, well, hey, thanks for subscribing, and I'm gonna make you some really good videos, okay? Alright, let's see the rest of the list! Ghostbusters, the video game Remastered. The critical and commercial hit Ghostbusters game starred the original cast and was written by Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd. Fans thought this was going to be the only Ghostbusters that would ever be, and the game played like an actual chapter in the franchise. Now fast forward to 2019, and the game was updated for 8th generation consoles. With the full HD treatment, it looks great. There were no other updates to the game other than the high-definition coat of paint and the dedication to the late, great Harold Ramis, who passed away in 2014. I thought this was the only Ghostbusters 3 I was ever going to see, and then along comes Afterlife. It's too bad there's not a video game for Afterlife, but as we all know, sometimes video game tie-ins to movies aren't that great. Now, truth be told, I've actually played this game 3 times. Once on the Xbox Series X, and then twice on the PS3. Now, here's where I go all Ghostbusters super nerd on you. I own the original game for PS3, PS2, PSP, Wii, and I have the remastered version for PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. I even have the DS game, which is based on the original game, but it really isn't the same thing. I do intend to fill the gap, so I have every version available for no reason other than I'm a Ghostbusters geek. What can I say? Bustin' makes me feel good.
Destroy all humans. Remaster.
Take an alien named Crypto, toss him on 1950s Earth to collect humans' DNA held inside their brains so he can save his race from a cloning catastrophe. It's a recipe for fun and hilarity. Reading the humans' minds is funny enough, but ripping their brains from their heads? That's hilarious! But I'd rather blast them with my ray gun. Watching their bodies flail around with electricity flow makes me just giggle. But That's my sinister side showing itself. You see me here trying to abduct cows in this little side mission. Now, it took me a while to figure out exactly how to get the cows up to the ship fast enough and without getting killed or killing too many cows. All within a time limit, of course. Now, the original game was quite fun, and the sequel added split-screen co-op and was even better than the original, in my opinion. This HD remaster also added trophies and achievements. Hey, it's a fun romp if you care to invade Earth for a cup of DNA. Mafia Definitive Edition Remake. It's the 1930s and you play as Tommy Angelo, a cab driver who is tapped to become a gangster for the Salieri crime family. In the open world of the fictional city of Lost Haven, you follow a linear progression of missions to rise through the ranks of the family. Sure, it's par for the course for a game like this, but it's fun. If you'd like a taste of that old-time Godfather-like mafioso story combined with a GTA-esque set of missions woven into a mafia story, you'll love this game. The old cars behave differently from one another too. You'll even hear characters complain about older, clunkier vehicles' performance and feel. Now, don't get me wrong. When I mention GTA, Mafia isn't like GTA in any sense story-wise, but it's more of a distant relative or a genetically altered clone. The upgraded graphics, which are quite stunning, and tight controls are refreshing, and it's a great upgrade from the original. If you're done goofing around with GTA 5 yet again, Mafia Definitive Edition is a great alternative.
Halo 2 Anniversary.
There's volumes that can be said about Halo 2 Anniversary, which was included in Halo the Master Chief Collection, including the ability to swap on the fly to the original graphics, sounds, and music by hitting the Option button, just like Halo CE Anniversary. I will boil it down to this. The graphics, sound effects, and soundtrack were all updated from the OG Xbox version, and the results for the campaign were stunning. The cinematic cutscenes were quite amazing as well. As a big Halo fan myself, I was very pleased with the remake. You know, LAN parties used to be a big thing, and I kept them alive by having 2 systems, 2 TVs, and 8 friends playing the remade and HD Halo 2 multiplayer maps like Midship, Turf, Ivory Tower, Elongation, and Beaver Creek, to name a few, unto the wee hours of the morning. It was always a blast, and I miss those days of playing with friends, talking smack to each other, as we ordered pizzas from different pizza places and made them play Pizza Race to see who made it to our house first. Sometimes we'd play online, but I just don't play online that much anymore, so I did not have the displeasure of 343's hiccups for the online portion of the Master Chief Collection. After about 97 updates, 343 and their outsourced partners finally got right what Bungie could have done correctly before the game released. That's okay, though. What are a few multi-million-dollar hiccups between customers, huh?
After I'm through with truth.
Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition Remaster. This game is a wild ride. Epic Games, the same studio that brought you Gears of War and Unreal Tournament, bestowed upon us a bloody good first-person futuristic sci-fi shooter that has a similar visual fingerprint that the aforementioned games have. As Grayson Hunt, no, not Ethan Hunt, former Black Ops soldier turned pirate, is trying to hunt down his former general to exact revenge for his duplicity of tricking Hunt and his crew into killing innocent people. Bulletstorm features a unique set of weaponry, including the Energy Leash, which acts like a whip and a leash to grab enemies and pull them to you in slow motion as you blow them full of bloody holes. This is all done while they're kicking and screaming, of course. The remaster, done by Borderlands and Duke Nukem's publisher Gearbox, adds new bloody game modes, several maps, and Duke Nukem himself as an optional playable character, complete with his smartass quips and voice. It was a visually dazzling, ridiculously violent bloodbath, and I just loved it. I played it on the PS3, and I played it on the PS4. Now I plan on going back through the game as Duke Nukem. Why the hell not? It's Duke Nukem, and it's Bulletstorm. Hey, thanks for making it to the very end. You have won a free kitten! Now, there are no free kittens. Yeah, that was just a joke. Besides, you're allergic to cats? I am? Huh. Well, please hit that like mitten down there and subscribe, and I'll get to work on some new videos just for you. See you soon.